All right. So here we are. We are going to create an ad, and to be absolutely specific, we should. This is the Power Editor. So we've gone into the Facebook Power Editor, and we're going to click Create Ad and create our first ad, right? Which is fantastic. And what's even better is instead of going on the left-hand side here with all of this stuff, what we're going to do is we're going to click Use Guided Creation. So this big blue button in the middle, we're going to click Use Guided Creation. Right, because that will make it a lot better. Now, what do we need to have ready before we do this stuff? Okay, what do we need to have ready? There's a couple of requirements here. Okay, the first one is you need to have a Facebook page, okay, a fan page, as opposed to your personal profile. Why? Very simply, you can't advertise from your personal profile. You must have a fan page. Now, the good news is it takes a minute to set up. And so you create if you don't have one already, then you create a fan page just generically on the topic that you're testing, because it's so quick to set up. Just so if you're doing sausage making, then you might create the sausage making fan page. Okay, set that up and you can run your ads from there. Then what you can do is you also need your privacy policy, and guess what? Spoiler alert, we've already organized our privacy policy page. And so the link for the privacy policy page, you need that, and you need the link to where your download page is. So where your download page is, they're the three things that you need to have ready when you do this. Okay, so what we're going to do is now we need to choose our objective. So we've gone into our sort of guided process, our wizard process here, and we are going to choose lead generation. Okay, now it offers helpful things like creating a split test. No thank you, we don't want to do that, and we'll just do your first dollar example. Okay, and we're going to click continue. Okay, so here you can see right here, choose the Facebook page you want to promote. Now I've got a few pages, right? So this is it is Ed Dale, that's my page, so that's the page I am going to use to promote. So that's why you need a Facebook page, right? So you saw before, there was with the cycling, with the prevent bonking, there was Eat to Perform, I think was the name of Sue's page. Okay, so we scroll down here and we need to create an audience. Now remember, there are some really helpful links, like you can click learn more and you can have questions and things answered, but you don't need that. Let's just follow along here. Okay, so custom audiences we ignore right now. Locations, right? I'm going to take you through in a separate video how to create your targeting information and take your ad templates. We're going to do that on the live webinar. We're sort of a little bit out of order, because in the next section we're going to show you how to specifically plan your ads and plan your targeting before you even get to this screen. So I just wanted you to know this. And high quick start types may just fly into this and just go, boom, I'm going to create this on the fly. So one of the things that we're looking for, if you see over here right now, my estimated daily results, the reach is potentially 160 million people, right? Little big, right? No, thank you. So what we need to do is we need to break this down. So right now, I'm going to create an ad which is targeted to your first dollar participants. So people I want to promote my book, which is the equivalent of my download. So I'm going to go based on my YouTube demographics, which I have, I'm going to choose. Now, by the way, you're going to make this decision, you high fact finders. You're not going to decide this on the fly, right? Nothing's more terrifying to you. We're going to go through the process. We're just slightly out of order on the live webinar, just so we can record things properly, okay? So don't panic. We're going to show you how to do this in the next section of this webinar, all right? But for right now, I know my audience, so I want to go for, actually 45 is a bit high. I want to do 40. Boom. 40. Okay, so now we're down to 66 million. And potentially, I'm just going to choose men just for a second, because we can create ads based on different sexes, so I can use different photos. And I want all English speakers. Okay, now we're down to 24 million, so we're getting smaller and smaller. Now, here we go. Demographics. Look at this. Now, based on, this is where Facebook are amazing, right? They're already suggesting stuff based on stuff that they've seen me doing. You know, so they're automatically created audiences above average affluence, very high affluence, right? This is amazing, right? How you can do this. So let's have a look. Okay, my mate Russell. Now, by choosing people who have an interest in Russell Brunson, about 151,000 people who have expressed or interest in or like pages related to Russell Brunson, right? That is potentially, you know, at the way the campaign, we've got still 980,000, which is still way too big. We want to try get it to around 100,000 is our ideal. So we'll keep going. Let's keep the interest there at this particular target rate, and then we can look at different Facebook pages. We can just go for people who like my page, apps, people who use my app, and or people who have responded to the event. Now, for you guys, you don't need that right now, so let's just use that, and let's click Save This Audience. So you can see here, and I can create this name. I'll call it Russell Brunson. So imagine Russell Brunson was the king of, I've spelled his name wrong. He was the king of sausage making, and we're targeting sausage making. Then he would be a perfect person to target. And because, you know, he's in my field, I think ClickFunnels people would be very good to people to read my new book. So that makes a lot of sense to me. So we'll click Save. And what's great is when you save this, you'll be able to do this on your, not now, you'll be able to do this on your mobile phone, right? Down the track. Not now, but down the track. You'll be able to do it. I do it on my mobile phone. And by saving audiences here, you've got access to the audiences everywhere that you do your advertising. They want to make it super easy for you to spend money with them. Okay, you've got automatic placements, recommended, or edit placements. Right now, thanks Facebook, but we want to edit our placement. Typically, remember, our potential reach here is still over 1 million people. So what I want to do is I want to hit mobile only. Notice the potential reach has hardly changed, right? Because most people access their stuff on a mobile device. But we don't want, you see how they helpfully add Instagram? No thank you. Right? Boom, look at that. It's gone down to 21,000 people. Now, for me, that's absolutely worth targeting, right? Now, remember Lukey said we want to be around 100,000 people? I'm quite happy to go for 21,000 people and quite happy to do mobile. But what if we add in desktop, and let's see what that does. Desktop only goes to 12,000. All devices. Okay, and notice how they helpfully put Instagram in there. You don't want to be testing your ads on Instagram, okay? So we've got 22,000 people, all right? So, and you can even go in, what's really sweet here is you can choose iOS devices, and if you're trying to, and I'm not making judgments on people who have Android devices, but there's no question, if you've got an iOS device, you've got a higher disposable income. So that's often a great filtering mechanism when you're looking to test. But our audience is small enough, so I don't need to break that. We can even do only when connected to Wi-Fi, which I don't want, because I want people who are everywhere. But for some things like app downloads and stuff like that, you can advertise only when they connect to Wi-Fi. How sweet is this, right? So, it's just amazing, so what we can do. But don't just keep to the basics, okay? Keep to the basics. You want to make your potential reach, just highlighted here, ideally around 100,000. For me, because I know what I'm doing, 22,000 people is sweet. Now, here's the most important thing. Daily budget, we set to 5. This is amazing. How cool is that? Okay, schedule, run my ad set continuously. There's all sorts of advanced options. We don't need to choose those right now. And you can give your ad set a name, which we are. I'm going to go call it Rusty Brunson. And we're going to click continue. There we are. We have our campaign set up, and now it's time to create our ad. Pretty sweet, right? So lots of options here, and I'm going to show you how to ignore them all. The one that we want is single image. That's the only one we want. Single image. Okay, that's it. One image, and we're going to do one test. Even though helpfully they'll try to get you to do more. You can see the image specs here. And you can use apps like Spark Post to create Facebook images, which hit that exact side, which is nice. But here, and you can see here, check this out, free stock images, right? You can upload images. You can have a look at your image library, stuff that you've already got. And thanks to the fine people at Shutterstock, we can search our images. I'm not going to do that today, but I'm just going to pick this toilet sign because I think that's funny. So I'm going to choose that. Now, look what Facebook have helpfully done here, and you've got to be careful. See how it's selected a previous image in my campaigns that I've done, that I've used before, as well as the one that I want to use. We only want to use one. Okay, so we're going to click that one that we've chosen, and we click done. Boom. All right, we've created that. So look at this, and what's amazing is it literally creates your image on the fly, right? Which is just fantastic. So now we have to create our ad. So we have to create our headline. And again, don't panic. I'm going to take you through the headline creation and target creation exercises next in this webinar, okay? So don't panic. I'm going to take you through that. For right now, I just want to show you how it's done. So put my headline here, tab. Now look at this, it dynamically makes the change. And then we create our text. Here is where we put our pain point expressed in the positive. Don't worry, I'll explain exactly what that means in the next section of this this headline. Then we've got our call to action. I'm a huge fan of Learn More. So I use Learn More as our first. So here, newsfeed link description. Add additional text to emphasize why people should visit your website. What is the positive outcome of people reading this report? There we go. Here is where we put our pain point. What is the positive outcome of people reading this report? See, it does it live. And your display link, well, in my case, it's going to be yourfirstdollar.com. Okay, and watch it there. Boom. There's the change. Look at this. it's automatically done all the changes for you, which is so cool. So you've got your sponsored ad created on the fly. You know, just let me know in the question box, people. What do you think so far? Is this what's this like for you? Chris asks, on ad setup, was the default impressions for when you are charged? Yep, that's exactly what we just want to go with, defaults there. Right? Great, says Ivan. Easy, says Terry. That's brilliant. I'm so excited. Wow, wow, wow. Very nice. It is, right? This is crazy. Now, I'm going to show you a little power technique too. What's really awesome here is if I want to share this ad with somebody so that they can look and see how your ad's working, hint, hint, send it to me so I can have a look and like see the whole process, I can click on here and I can preview the device, right? A notification has been sent to my account so I can look at a preview on the phone to preview the ad, which is really, really cool. So you can have a look. So here we put our pain point expressed in the positive, put my headline here. Okay, we've got all of that, which is great. And you can look at how it looks on the mobile feed, right? It does all of this for you, which is brilliant. A feature phone, which is a dodgy phone for those of you who are following along. Brilliant. All right, so there we are. We don't want to do anything fancy pants, right? We don't want to do any of those things, right? But now what we need to do is we need to create a new lead form. This will be empty, actually, for you, right? So this I was practicing before, so this will be empty for you, but we want to create a new form. Okay, so now one of the things that Facebook does helpfully is they try to get you to use a welcome screen, and they'll often have this selected, right? The answer is no, thank you. Did you see what happened there? I clicked this, like it's not obvious. It seems like the welcome screen is off, but all that button over here is selecting, hey, this is the drop down, which is bad UI, but hey, oh well, they can't be brilliant at everything. Right, we do not want this screen. This screen destroys response. Okay, so we want to click that little tab there and turn it off. Look at this, learn more, providing your info below. Great, so say no thank you welcome screen, no thanks, love you long time, but we don't want that. We've got a couple of questions here. Is the display link the thank you page in ClickFunnels? No, that is coming up. We're about to show you where that is. No, it's the display URL is the core URL. You just want to make it look pretty, so it's your domain. So Lou, for you, it's your labs, like mtslabs.com or whatever it was, right? Just you don't want that to be a long funky URL because it looks terrible and horrible. Use the core domain that you've set up. Read display link. What do you recommend if we don't have a full site yet? Yep. If we just have a landing page, just like I said, Ivan, that's exactly right. Chris says, but if you choose impressions, then it's not cost per click, it's cost per impression. Yes, Chris, you're absolutely right. We will want to go cost per click, but we just cost per impression. We're just testing right now, so it's totally fine. Is the displayed link where we put our ClickFunnels thank you page link? No, it's not. We're about to show you that. So great questions, people. Thank you. It will. Okay, so the next part we want to go is questions. And again, you can do all sorts of amazing things here, right? You don't want to do any of them. The basic information right now is all we want. Email and full name. Look at that. Boom, and submit. Thank you very much. That's all we want to do. We want to do no more. Now, this is the part you've all been asking for. Privacy policy. This is where you put your link text, privacy policy. Privacy policy. And this right here is where you put your ClickFunnels URL to the privacy policy page or wherever you've got your privacy policy. There's no need to add custom disclaimers, but it's nice that you can do that. And this is the confusing one. The thank you screen here, Boom shakalaka. This is your thank you page on what's called the thank you page in the funnel on ClickFunnels, which is your download page. Right, this is where you put your download page. Okay, right here is where you put your download page. So in my case, it will be HTML, blah, blah, blah. Your first $.com/book. Okay, so that would be my thank you. Option C. And my privacy policy would be option V. Privacy. In my particular case. Boom. There you go. Now we save that form. Oh, sorry. Name that form. Let's edit this. So, because you can use, what's great is once you've done this, you can use the same form for different campaigns. So it's great. So you only have to do this once, which is very helpful of Facebook. So we'll call it book opt-in form. Click save. There we are, all saved, and we're done. Tick, tick, tick. That's the one that's selected for our campaign. So we're in business, and we click review order. And right here, we just double check on everything, make sure we've got our ad sets. And here's what's awesome, right? Once you get going on this, you can choose, right, ads that you've got. You can create a new ad set. You can use an existing ad set, and you can all do that. Now, Jamie, I think, was asking, hey, can you just test this? Guess what? Of course you can. Just click Save to Draft. And off we go to the races. That's it, folks. Boom shakalaka. You are completely in business. Now, they'll review the order. They may well reject your order, but that's fine. In the next section of the webinar, we're going to talk about that.